Hey, it's Whoops here with a new Hearthstone Mercenary build. This time we are going to be playing a Beast Field, and I figured it would be a nice little break from the Old God builds that you probably are seeing everyone do to do something that doesn't involve any of them. And to do this, I figured why not try to use some of the heal synergy that we now have in the form of Chi-ji and Baine. And while I did try to make some other builds with more heal synergy actually work, they didn't really scale that quickly and were easily killed by some of the other teams that were actually in the metagame right now. And I figured one of the easiest ways to make a heal team work is Chi-ji is a beast, Trigore is a beast, thus we can use them both in the same build and use them as a way to scale up Long-xin's equipment, Band of Bursting Novas, and since Nefarian is a really good way to also scale up this equipment, we are also using Nefarian. For the Mercenary by Mercenary Breakdown, the first mercenary on the team is, of course, Nefarian, who we are using Chromatic Dragonflight as his equipment. And for the most part, we are only going to be spamming Dragonoid Rush on him. There could be an argument made to actually use spare parts since we are increasing the healing of all of our individual mercenaries through Chi-ji. However, this just gives us a little bit more damage output, and that was the main hurdle I had when coming up with this build. Trigore is the next mercenary on the team. We are using Razor Claw as his equipment, and you're always going to be using Backlash on him, even if he does get slowed down. There are some few edge cases when Frenzy Attack may come up, but they usually don't. Chi-ji is our third mercenary on the team. We are using Blazing Ban as his equipment, and mainly rotating between Blazing Song and Firestorm, though if you want to protect one of your later mercenaries, and actually heal them up a little bit more, you can use an Inspiring Song to do so. Our fourth mercenary on the team is Baine, and we are using Chieftain's Feather to increase the scaling on our Chi-ji's Firestorm ability. Most of the time, this will be coming out pretty quickly after the first turn, and you can actually just delay Firestorm to allow yourself to do a little bit of extra damage really easily. We are basically going to be using all three abilities when it comes to Baine. Baine's first ability is really good if you just need a little bit of extra healing power and you don't have Tyrande out yet. Chain Heal is really good if one of your mercenaries is real low or two of them are. Always target the one that is closest to the edge, just because of the fact that it will most likely bounce back to that mercenary in question. Earth Mother's Fury is really good if you have Tyrande out. The next mercenary on the team is Tyrande, who we are using Band of the Wilds as her equipment, and mainly swapping between Elun's Grace and Arcane Salvo as her two abilities. This will allow you to actually duplicate two of your powerful nature or arcane spells, and thus have a really good time with this build. And then finally, we have Long-xin, who we are using the Band of Bursting Novas as our main way to scale up damage outside of our initial healing combos. For him, we are basically mainly using his Celestial Breath and Starfire Blessing, depending on a given scenario. If we are going against something like Diablo that does a lot of damage repeated over and over, Starfire Blessing is really good. However, Celestial Breath is really good if you can combo this with a Elun's Grace if you are targeting a protector, as it can just snowball really quickly. With that all being said, let's look at some game. Alright, so it looks like it is an even split. This game also looks like it is from before I actually made the decision to swap out Baine on the starting lineup instead of Nefarian. And this is just going to showcase a match versus Frost. But from this point forward, just know, always start with Nefarian followed by Trigore followed by Chi-ji, just so you can actually get some advantage off of your Trigore as much as humanly possible. Just going to use the first ability on Chi-ji, Backlash on Trigore, and then we are also going to use Baine's first ability. Trying to get at the local R as close as dead as humanly possible, putting down Nefarian next. We can actually snipe the local Lar real easily here. Going to heal up a little bit just to be safe, and then hit into Jaina. Man, that's so frustrating. We healed up Baine to full and he still ended up dying. We have Arcane. We're just going to focus down Varden. Trying to get a lethal shot with Arcane Salvo, though. Okay, so let's see what this actually hits. It hits Varden, but Varden doesn't die this turn. Jaina will be out of her protective shield. Will kill Varden, which then kills Nefarian. So now we're going to put down Long-xin. Okay, so going to focus down Jaina. Going to use Star Blessing, mainly because it is a Diablo, so we should be able to snipe them a bit. Could also try to use Celestial Breath just to get rid of the Cairn, but oh well. This will guarantee hit something. Really weird that they don't actually just, you know, use Cairn's second ability, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna finish off this game by, I guess, just repeating everything. As long as we can keep our other two mercenaries alive, we should be in a pretty good position. That should hit there. That kills that. Then we should just be able to win here. Okay, so they're mainly casters, which, knowing my luck, that means it's probably going to be Old Gods. That seems to be one of the more popular builds right about now. I mean, it is a new mercenary, so... And it is actually Old Gods. Curious of what the bunch actually is, though. I'm assuming Maestra, Thune, and... Well, it can't be Cookies. So, Vol'jin. Gonna try to focus down Yasharaj, I think. Actually, no, let's go for the Yogg. Yasharaj just to be safe. I think they're just going to put up a taunt, and they do. That seems to be the play they Old God build nowadays, to taunt up turn 1. So you can do something like this. Doesn't actually kill Yasharaj this turn, which sucks, but it's alright. Okay, so they do have Maestra on bench, which will kill the Trigore. Now we're going to probably want to put down Baine, I guess. I'm going to swap the order just so we can actually purposely target the Nefarian with a chain heal. And hopefully that'll keep our mercenaries alive. Though I don't really like keeping Maestra in front of Chi-ji. That might have been a really bad decision, but it is what it is. I'm going to attack into the Yasharaj, use Firestorm, and then, I don't know, back into the Zoth. There's Rage Unbound, that hits there. That's honestly probably one of the better ways that could have hit, though they do have the N'Zoth ability next, which does wipe out our board anyways. Okay, so we have to deal with 6 mercenaries with 2. Is it possible? Maybe. What do we want to do here? We can use Arcane Salvo to try to kill Yasharaj and Maestra. Then use Starfire Blessing, just because that's auto going to hit something every individual turn if N'Zoth is left alive. Yeah, let's do it like this. That'll hit there, that does kill Yasharaj, gets the N'Zoth row, and then kills Maestra, so now we only have 3 mercenaries to deal with, and it should be Cthulhu, Yogg, and someone else. Okay, Yogg. It is Vol'jin, okay. So, we are going to use probably Arcane Salvo again, because it does have a high likelihood of killing something here. Then we're going to swap the Tyrande and Long-xin, because I have a feeling they're going to try to kill Tyrande, since that would be their best option. Okay, so they are going for what I thought they would go for. We hit the 2 casters, which is great for us. And now we just have to somehow manage to actually kill Thune. We can use Elune's Grace and then Celestial Breath. I'm assuming they're probably going to hit into Long-xin just to get him off the board. We are basically blocking them from getting the speed advantage here, though. Okay, there's Long-xin. Perfect. Now that we can actually kill that in one shot with Arcane Salvo, we should be able to win in 2 turns, I think. Since they have no way to heal unless they can kill one of our mercenaries, and they can't do 54 damage in 1 turn, and we have a speed advantage over them. Kills that. It's that real low. Mind Fly there, and then we can just Arcane Shot for victory. Okay, so they're mainly fighters, which might be a little bit annoying to deal with. Though Trigore does allow us to kill most fighters really easy. Just going to start with our normal start of Nefarian, Trigore, and Chi-ji. Okay, so they're dragons with a Trigore of their own. Just going to focus down Trigore. I think our Trigore might die and there might stay alive. I can't remember how this went. Yeah. That's fine. We can put down Baine and Tyrande. We can use Firestorm safely because Trigore will be dead, so it doesn't really matter. We can also use Arcane Salvo just to try to snipe the Trigore or the Polera. Okay, so they're not going to kill either of our mercenaries. Okay, the Tyrande is dead, which is a bit annoying, but we should still be fine. We're going to probably want to start using Chain Heal and Chi-ji's second ability just to be a little bit safe. Okay, going to try to heal up a little bit, focusing the totem mainly due to the fact that, well, no, we don't even need to focus the totem. I think that focusing the totem is probably the best decision here, just because we can force it to hit whatever is next to it. We're gonna use a bleed on us. Back into us with Nefarian. That hits Nefarian, which is not what I want to see right now, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to use Firestorm, Fury, and Starfall Blessing just to be safe, I guess. Okay, so they're focusing down Baine, which is fine. We're going to heal up the bleed, so we don't have to worry about that. Going to hit the Long-xin. We're going to kill one of their mercenaries. Now everything of ours is real low. I'm curious of what is on the bench. Okay, it's Sinestra. We're going to try to heal a lot here, just to be safe, using Long-xin's ability on Baine. I don't think they can one-shot any of our mercenaries here, so that's pretty good. Okay, so that hits Baine, that kills that, and then we almost have Sinestra dead. We just need to keep all of our mercenaries above 60, I think. Then we should be able to win. Okay, so they are mainly casters. Oh, they're going to be Shadow. This might be a little bit frustrating. Well, we're going to use Backlash. We're going to focus down Vol'jin, I think. Because if we can get Vol'jin dead, then we make them lose the speed advantage, which is all we really need. So backlash goes up. We're going to put 2 divine shields up, which is fine. That's going to eat up Nefarian, and then it's going to hit Chi-ji. So we're going to probably want to put down Baine. And we're going to want to chain heal Chi-ji, use Firestorm, and then Backlash, I think. Backlash might not actually do anything, but it's better than nothing, so. Okay, Curse of Weakness, that doesn't kill anything necessarily. That does, though. That's actually a little bit annoying. We're not in a real good position at this point. At least Yasharaj is dead. We can put down our last 2 mercenaries. What do we want to do here, though? We can either duplicate the Baine ability or Long-xin ability. Or we could actually just use Arcane Salvo to try to kill some of the golems. Yeah, that might actually be the best solution. Because right now, it stands there are 3 golems on board, and we should be able to, in theory, have a 50-50 shot of hitting any of the golems. Deep goes out, Shadow Shot goes out, True Form. Now the golems are all dead. That's actually kind of annoying. Let's see if we can actually hit anything dead. We can't. Okay, so probably just going to want to heal, to be honest. And then we can... I think using Arcane Salvo is probably the best solution, and then swapping the Tyrande with Long-xin. I'd rather Long-xin die actually in the scenario than Tyrande. So they're going to heal up a little bit each individual turn. I don't really care if they kill that. It just makes it a lot easier for us to hit that. And we wipe everything else out next turn. Curious what they have actually on their bench, to be honest. Fire, and then use Arcane Salvo. I actually used Arcane Salvo a lot this game. It's really useful when everything is just casters, to be honest. Okay, so that kills everything besides Lich King, and now we just have to deal with whatever is the bench. Okay, so we're going to try to repeat on the Lich King, which should allow us to do quadruple damage on the Sylvanas before she can actually get her ability off. It really depends if they're not trying to use their ability or not. Okay, so that won't be quadruple damage, I guess in this case. That's only 2 overkill. This should still be 62 damage, and then it goes over to 66. That doesn't kill anything. Swapping and healing up a little bit with Among the Stars is probably the best solution, and then using Arcane Salvo, because that'll still kill the Sylvanas, but it should keep our Tyrande above on HP, because they're going to try to focus down Tyrande there, and then we win the game. Alright, so they're mainly protectors, just going to put down our normal 3. Oh, explorers, that's cool. This should be interesting. I want to kind of revisit explorers in the future, but I thought it was a little bit too soon to try to. And this was honestly the first build that I tried this week that actually worked relatively fine. So I'm just going to focus down Elise. We should be able to kill Elise in 1 turn. Yep, we do. Our Trigore is probably going to die next turn, however, though, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so they put down a Baine. Going to use Backlash, Firestorm, and then Rush, I guess. Trying to focus down the Baine. The totem should instantly die just because of the Firestorm, and I think they're just going to be slower no matter what, which is fine. Been trying to figure out some really cool synergies that you could probably do with Bran. The issue is the only thing that I can really find is fire, and I know that's been explored a lot. Okay, so they're just going to put up a divine shield. That does kill Baine. Now we just have to deal with her bench. And that Sir Finley is getting a little bit big, but is what it is. Okay, so there's Reno. Kill Reno this turn. Use Backlash. Then Blazing Song just to put in a little bit of extra damage. Though we could actually use Blazing Song on Sir Finley just to pop the Divine Shield. Another mercenary that I really do want to revisit too. Just required a little bit more testing, and I don't know. Didn't really feel like doing anything with him this week. Okay, I'm going to put down Baine next. Should be able to Firestorm. Tyrande, okay. That's a little bit annoying. We can use a heal here though. Then we can use Firestorm. This also requires them to actually attack into one of our mercenaries that isn't Trigore, but you never know. Oh, I guess Tyrande with Arcane Salvo would also trigger the Trigore. Okay, so we're just going to buff up the Sir Finley even more. That pops the Divine Shield. We are going to have to kill that Sir Finley soon. It is getting pretty big unless they do give up here. And we do basically have all of our mercenaries still left alive, so I could see them giving up, and they do. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the build. Overall, this build wasn't the best build in the world. It could actually steal some wins, but it was very, very difficult to do so. I wish there was a little bit more extra healing support within Hearthstone Mercenaries right now, and then this build would be a lot better than it currently is. But until we see some other big payoff besides Chi-ji or another way to actually scale up our healing power really easily, then a build like this is probably not going to be too meta relevant. Though I do think the basic idea of using Arcane and these dragons as support, maybe using something like Reno, which I know is real popular instead of Chi-ji, could actually work as a very meta relevant build. I did go up a little bit when it comes to my overall rating for the game mode. However, I would not honestly recommend this build to anyone who doesn't want to try to do something a little bit unique with some build that kind of already exists in the metagame, but you really like Chi-ji for some reason. Then this is probably good for you, but outside of that, this is not a build that I can easily recommend. That all being said, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.